Before we get too worked up about this, keep in mind the A's have unveiled previous plans to build on the Coliseum site in Fremont, in San Jose, Laney College. They all failed. This, though, feels different. Here to discuss that is ABC7 senior sports producer Casey Pratt. You covered the A's for years, from all the time that we've spent together, and looking at all your tweets and Facebook posts. You wanted this site all along, so what's your initial reaction to it today?
It's kind of fun talking to you about it right now because we spend so much time in the sports department going on and on about Howard Terminal. I've been advocating for this site for many years, and the reason is I feel like it's really a site that can revitalize the city from the waterfront. It connects to the downtown. It's just really a perfect way to spark a really nice kind of renaissance for Oakland. It's just a perfect site.
Now, when I've talked to the previous ownership group that included Lou Wolf, and he was the managing general partner, and asked about this site specifically, he said, the environmental cleanup is just too big to overcome. Let's talk about some of the obstacles that have to be met here in this challenge. Yeah,
so that's the one thing that could be a big fear. I cautionally tell people don't get too worked up and excited about this stadium yet because they have to do a year-long review. The year-long review starts Friday. If they uncover something in that review that's going to be extremely costly, this whole thing could just go away.
Because it's privately financed.
Yeah, it's privately financed. The A's are footing the bill for this entire stadium, and there could be entirely larger environmental issues at hand here.
Right. Now, tied in with the development and the private financing part of it, the other hook on this is what's going to happen with the old Coliseum site.
Yes.
Because part of that will be a baseball field, but what's around it is essentially, correct me if I'm wrong, will pay for the actual stadium construction itself.
Yeah, so this is a two-pronged approach. They have to have the Coliseum site and the Howard Terminal site, none of which they have yet, to make this whole thing work because they need to pay for the entire thing. Oh, and also put together a competitive ball club as well in this process to keep the public engaged and excited about this whole prospect. So they need the Coliseum site. They're in negotiations. They're 7 months in on an exclusive negotiating agreement for that site and Howard Terminal. If they can get both, they can make the financials work.
Okay. Over the course of the past 15 years, I talked about we got a site. We got a site.
Yes.
So where are you, let's say on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of optimism that we're going to see shovels in the ground in the next few years for a ballpark, play ball, first pitch 2023?
I'd have to put that at about 30%. That's
30%?
Low. 30%. But it'll get better if they can acquire the land, if they can get past the environmental studies. I mean, personally, I don't know why you would necessarily announce this today when you don't have the land yet. You don't have a lot of things that are potentially disastrous at play here. So I think there's a lot that needs to be done. We saw it with the Peralta site as well before you can just say, this is a lock. This is happening.
I thought we were going to be a lot higher than 30%, but all right. That's Casey Pratt. He's all over the A's coverage and has been for years. So thanks for chiming in on that.